Hey guys, what is up? This is YoMikester238, and as you guys could probably tell by the title, today I have showcased off 10 different hallways. Obviously, you can't see them right now. They're not showcased right now because each time we enter a hallway, what will happen is we will jump on this pressure plate right here. You'll get the nice little jingle, and I will demonstrate how each theme is different, how each hallway looks with a little kind of a transport system. Obviously, this looks like stairs that you could go up right here. We'll have that in each of the hallways along with an intersection right there, going around a corner as well, just to show off how the hallway works, how it looks, and how it is. Comment down below after you guys watch this video which one of your hallways is your favorite hallway, because I would love to know. I've designed each of these and put equal amount of time into each of the hallways to make them look as good as I can, and this is really designed just to help you guys, to inspire you guys to build your own creations and give you some insight on what my mind goes through when I build these cool looking hallways. So with that said, now that you guys know how the system works, we'll actually jump into the first themed hallway. If you guys do like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, because that always really does help me out. But let's jump into the first theme, jump on the pressure plate, and open the very first hallway. Let us go and jump into the first one. Okay, here we go. So the very first hallway that I did is kind of modeled after a Hobbiton kind of whole Shire, Lord of the Rings kind of feel to it. You can see we've got a bunch of plants, some lanterns around, some cake, and because I've heard that hobbits like to eat a lot, so we got the little cake right there because they do like to feast, with a nice carpet going down the middle. The way that the hallways are shaped is that we have these spruce stairs going in kind of a circular looking shape, using these trapdoors to continue the circular illusion. But let's actually journey down and explore it. We can see we got to some details like these little mushrooms and pots and stuff like that. Here is the intersection I was talking about earlier, where we have a little lantern hanging down. As you can see, this is how we would get between floors with just a little simple ladder. You could climb up and go into the floor. I'm not actually going to have another floor because this is just demonstrating the hallway, and that's why I'll use this black concrete in each of my builds just to show that's where it kind of ends. But yeah, we got a nice little sitting area right here with some scaffolding that kind of looks like some bookshelves. Over here, because hobbits like to write, I have put in a little, at least Bilbo likes to write. I don't know about other hobbits, but I know Bilbo likes to write. So we've put into a little writing station right here with some bookshelves on the walls, a book in one of these lecterns right here with his quill and pen right over there. We have a doorway in case we ever wanted to go into another room with some trapdoors and signs hanging over, making it look like a cool little doorway. It definitely stands out, which is good, because you always want your doorways to stand out so that you can tell when you are going to go from a different hallway. But if we keep walking, we can go around. There's some plants and some paintings up around. There are some chairs right here that you can sit on and admire the view of the paintings. And then if we walk around right here, this is just a little corner, a little transition. I did detail the roof very much and use a stripped oak log and spruce kind of texture a lot. Along with the floor, I made it very dark because I noticed when I was looking at Hobbit floors that the floors were typically dark, and so I used spruce log and dark oak planks as a mixture to kind of keep that dark floor, nice looking feel to it. But I've added a lot of little details. I added some green banners and lime banners as well to add a little bit of color to this build, along with some flowers spruced up every once in a while. And I think it actually turned out really good. As far as hallways go, I really like how it feels very cozy and warm. The lantern hangs down a little bit low, which makes me feel short, which I feel like that's what hobbits most of them feel like. So I really like how this lantern hangs down a little bit extra. And we got some plants right here with some pots. What I did right here is I just put a dead bush along with oak leaves, I believe, on top right there to create this little plant. And we got a little coat rack hanger right there with the item frame full of the leather vest to make it kind of look like this is where you would lay your coat off, and some shelvings over here as well. But yeah, this is my first hallway. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. But with that said, we don't have much time, so let's move on to the next hallway and show the next theme off. I hope you guys enjoyed this one right here. Let's jump on that pressure plate, and the next thing we've got is a cathedral, which this one I am really proud with how it turned out. There's not too much detail on the walls and everything, but the way that this whole ceiling and walls are very high up, and the ceiling is very high up, makes it feel like it's a domed cathedral-like, with the glass stained windows as well, and the dark nether bricks. It gives us this kind of gothic feel, this dark, kind of churchy, interesting feel. I really like it. I used some chains on lanterns as well to incorporate a little bit of the hanging, a little bit of the 1.16 update, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. We got some walls right here, the nether brick walls going up the wall, and I actually do have some black concrete behind each of these just to make it kind of appear a little bit darker, and I do have black concrete behind the windows just because I don't want you to actually see out of the building. In your real build, in your real hallways, you would actually have no black concrete there, but it does give this kind of dark aesthetic that I really like. The way that we have an intersection right here, as you can see, we have a ladder that goes all the way up to the ceiling, which if I were going up this ladder, I'd be a little scared, honestly, because you get pretty high up off the ground if you would fall down in real life. that would kind of hurt. But we do have that nice ladder. That's how we would transition between hallways. I don't know if you would have an actual top layer in a church hallway kind of thing, but you might, so I added that just in case. Right here we have a little doorway. It's nothing too special. We just got two different stained glass pane windows above it, but we do have a little bit of a doorway that you can just walk into, and as you can see, I put the purple wool under there to continue the purple carpet feel, the purple carpet look. This all has a very purple mood to it, I guess you could say, but I really like how this turns out. And if we continue to walk down right over here, we do have a turn in the hallway along with where it actually ends right here. But basically what I did is I just got a bunch of different glass stained pane windows, and what really captures your eye is the ceiling and the way that looks, and just the magnitude and the size of this whole build. I really like how this turned out. I really like the dark kind of color and feature that has, and I also really enjoy the color sequence that I put in with these windows. I don't know why, but that really catches your eye and it makes it stand out. It's very bright compared to the, rather dark atmosphere we have with the dark oak fence, the dark oak planks, and the nether bricks. It literally has dark in the title. But yeah, so the glass windows make it jut out a little bit, make it stand out, and I think the hallway really captures this cool, kind of somber almost mood. With that said, I really hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let's move into the next hallway. For this next hallway, we have the texture that a lot of people I've seen use, which is andesite, polished andesite, along with granite bricks and that sort of thing. But I've created this industrial feel. As you can see around the build, we have some levers along with some furnaces covered in iron bars. We've got these blast furnaces with the, I forget what this is called, stone cutter right next to it, creating this kind of industrial workspace. We got some scaffolding, some toolsmith tables over here. The way we would get between each of the floors is we actually have the scaffolding right here in the middle, and it looks like a huge clutter, which it's supposed to, but basically you just get on the scaffolding and go to the next story. I thought that was really cool. It makes it look like a cluttered workspace, but it's also a way to actually get in between floors and everything. We do have in the ceiling, as you can see, some patches with some trapdoors hanging down every once in a while with some oak planks scattered in the ceiling made of stone slabs or smooth stone slabs. And I think this really gives it the appearance that this is being worked on. It's being built, and it's not fully 100% done yet. You could probably have some of the ceiling collapse onto you. Right over here, we actually do have an employee of the month, which is Steve. Congratulations to you, Steve. So that's just another little decoration right over there. For some doorways, we just have some, it's a pretty simple doorway. We got two trap doors along with two regular doors right here that lead into the, I guess this would be the next room or the next hallway, which this doesn't have to be really big or anything because this is a construction place. It still needs a lot of work and everything, but basically we just have some doors leading into the next hallway. Then over here we have a little bit of a shelving unit I made with campfires by putting them out with water and everything, and I think that looks pretty nice with some trapdoors on the side just to make it feel a little nicer. We also got some windows. I do recommend using black stained glass pane when you actually create these, because when you create these hallways, because the glass just really fits the build. I really enjoy it. And then over here we actually got some villagers that are workers behind some smithing tables. So say if this was your hallway and you wanted a little bit of a villager trading hallway, this would be perfect. You could put this right here, these little guys, the actual workstations, and the villagers sitting right behind them. And I thought they tied in really well to the build. They're actually some of the workers kind of sitting on the job. They're just sitting there, not actually doing their job. But yeah, and then we have this corner that rounds around, and as you can see, I just detailed the floor and the ceiling and everything like that. The floor has a bunch of light gray carpets. The ceiling has some glass panes in it with some wood patches as well. And it really captures this kind of rustic, kind of rough looking look to the build, which is perfect because that's what we wanted. We wanted to look kind of like a construction site. So with that said though, let's move on to the next hallway. Moving on, we have another hallway. You guys might recognize this one if you have been to my tutorials and seen my Aztec temple tutorial. This is actually kind of what the hallways resembled, and I really like it. It is very claustrophobic. As you can see, it's only 1 block wide right here, and in many places the ceiling is very low cut, very close to your head, giving you this kind of ancient temple. I don't know, it just makes it feel all together. We have some overgrowth of jungle leaves and whatnot going around the corners, along with some mossy stone brick stairs and mossy stone bricks as well, and some torches on the walls to create the illusion that this is a very old and ancient place. Over here, I did actually put a chest just for some decorations. I had a little flower charge pattern, and that kind of looks like a will with some bones and a flower in the thing and everything like that. And for the way that we would get between each hallway, we would go up this ladder right here, just moving on to the second story or the second hallway, wherever you would want that to be. But over here, we do have a little skeleton staring you down with his skeleton head friend over here. He doesn't get a body. He's not that lucky. This guy is lucky right here. He's in charge. But basically, it's just a bunch of scattered skeleton heads. The floor is very rough. It is made of gravel, andesite, and stone, and the whole field just gives you this kind of claustrophobic, ancient kind of build. I really did like this one, but I think it fits only in kind of ancient Aztec builds. In my temple, it fit perfectly, but I hope you guys did enjoy this hallway design. With that said, let's move on to the next one and go into the next theme, which is a kind of futuristic build. As you guys can see, it's a very sterile environment, and you can tell that there's not too much detail, but enough to go so that you guys can kind of see how this is a futuristic hallway. We have these bright lights, which I absolutely love. You guys probably caught your attention. What I did right here is I basically just went outside and kind of cheated. I got a huge area full of white concrete and made this the map. And then I would put item frames on these sea lanterns and put the map in front of it so that you guys could see that it's kind of this futuristic light right here. I love that though. If Minecraft had new lighting sources, I would be so happy because that would just be awesome. But as you can see, some decorations I used are these item frames and buttons. I did use a lot of orange concrete as the tinted colors because I noticed in a lot of the future hallways I was looking up, they often had this kind of orange color going along with it. So I thought, why not? And I think it looks good though. I think it turned out well. Over here, for transportation between each of the floors, we do have water streams. Obviously, you would put a magma block in here and a soul soil in there, or soul sand in there, so that you could get in between each of the floors. But I think that turned out well. We just have some iron doors so that if the water were to say come up above, which let me go ahead and spell it right here, some water. As you can see, it does block the water and keep it from coming in, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want from these doors. But that's how you would get between each of the floors. Over here, it's just a little doorway with some orange tinted walls on either side so that you could get into between each of your rooms. And this is what the corner looks like right over here. So that is this futuristic hallway. Very sterile, very kind of lack of emotion and detail, but it looks good all the same. It looks very futuristic. So let's hop into the next one. So this next one is one of my absolute favorites. Let's step on the pressure plate, and right here we have got an Apocalyptic hallway, which, oh my gosh guys, I am so happy with the way this one turned out. It looks so, so cool. What we did is we used a lot of base salt and acacia wood to kind of look like we got this wood trim going around the bottom of the house, and then we also used terracotta, the white and light gray terracotta, because I thought this really looked like wallpaper kind of worn out. You'll see later on, I actually have another wallpapered house, wallpaper hallway that I did down there somewhere, and you'll see what I mean with how I did these stripes and everything. But I also incorporated some mushroom blocks and some mushroom stems to look like the wallpaper is kind of chipping away. It's a little bit older. We've got some wood patches with some iron barred windows because you don't want any of those zombies or any other apocalyptic creatures coming through your house. The floor you can see is overgrown. We got some coarse dirt and some dead bushes grown out of the ground and everything. We got some torches because we don't really have any light sources anymore. Over here, our friend Tim, I guess that's his name, Tim died in the corner, so we put his head right there. And the way we get in between each of the floors is we've got this ladder that just leads up. It's very, very elementary and not too sophisticated, just because you're living in a time where there's not a lot of technology and whatnot. And I love these chains. They look so cool hanging from the ceiling, making it look very rotten and just destroyed. Over here we have some item frames that used to be family portraits, but unfortunately our family's gone, so they're gone as well. We've got a broken down table and a dead flower and some bushes, more overgrown areas, and a little bit of a fire to keep whoever's sitting here warm and nice and toasty. This is how we would do each of the doorways. As you can see, there's no actual door. It's just very crumbled with some more wood patches in the ceiling and whatnot. But it is very dark and very cool. There's a lot of overgrown areas and the wallpaper's fraying, and I just love the way this turned out with the wood patches and everything. I think it looks so cool, and the iron bars, it looks very menacing, and I honestly kind of want to go ahead and build an apocalyptic base now because of how much fun I had building this. But with that said, let's jump on to another one of my hallway designs. Going in the completely opposite direction, we have this cool grass, vibrant little build right here. Instead of the fully apocalyptic one we have over here, we have a lot of plant life, a lot of flowers in pots and tulips and stuff like that, and grass path and grass on the ground and everything. It looks so vibrant, and you can see the trees in the canopy surrounding us, encompassing us, and making this feel like a really cool build. You could use this in like some sort of fantasy build or some sort of just naturalistic nature beauty thing. I really like how this turned out though. It's very vibrant, very, very friendly, and the way it looks is just so inviting with all the lanterns hanging down from the trees and everything like that. The way we would get in between each of the floors is just using a simple ladder. I thought that would be really smart. I don't know if you would necessarily want to have an extra hallway floor on top of this though, because if you did, you wouldn't be able to see through the leaves as much, which I love how you can see through the leaves. I just love how you can see the daylight and everything. And to keep that from happening for the walls, to make the walls actually feel more sturdy, I did actually put some spruce log behind each of these leaves. I did use a mixture of birch leaves as well as spruce leaves as well. But I put this behind just to create a kind of wall, but then the ceiling is glowing with the sky, and it just looks so, so pretty. And for the doorway, I just kind of hit a little spruce door right here behind. I know in one of my earlier sections, I did say that you don't want the doorways hidden, but I thought this was kind of fitting for this little build right here. So I put this doorway back here behind the spruce logs and everything, and I just really like the way it turns out. It's very earthy, very friendly to look at, and it's just a pleasing, very, very pleasing to the eye. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let's move on to the next hallway design. This next one we got here is the one I was talking about earlier. As you can see, there are the wallpapers and stuff that I was talking about in the apocalyptic house. This is like the apocalyptic house, except it's actually in good shape and everything. I really like how this turned out. For the floor, I used a mixture of spruce planks and stripped spruce wood because I thought those two went together really, really well. I have some family portraits on the wall with a bunch of Steve heads. The family members do look very, very similar, which is kind of weird. But I do have some nice lights up in the ceiling as well as a little library right here with a lectern and book and everything, and some tables. And over here we got a little sofa. And the way I did that is I just broke a block underneath the ground and then put a stair above it. And as you can see, it looks perfect for a little seat cushion and stuff like that, and some more paintings on the walls and stuff. The way I did the doorway was very, very open and very broad. I just put 2 doors right here with some smooth quartz stairs above it right there. But I really like the way it turned out. I think this actually turned out really cool. Whoopsie, let me delete that. And I think it has a very nice kind of modern house feel for the ways to get in between each of the hallways. We do have a little bit of a staircase, so this could lead up to the next section of the house and everything. And it's a very modern, very pleasing look to it with the purple or blue terracotta and light blue terracotta. I really like how it's got this kind of faded but nice feel to it, and a mixture of the mushroom stems and the smooth quartz blocks makes for a cool looking trim around the bottom of the house. For this house, I really do enjoy this. It's very modern, very, very cool. But with that said, let's move on to the next design. The second to last design I have done is actually one I used in one of my prior bases before. It's a very castle-like feel, as we got these stone bricks along with the spruce planks, white concrete, and then the stone above it and the red carpet running down, red for royalty, I guess. Well, even though purple is actually royalty, I thought red would look cool for this color. But we got some nice couches with some paintings on the walls, and we've got these cool little archways made with stone brick wall, fence, and some inset blocks right here with some torches on the inside, giving it this very majestic castle-like feel. We've got the ceiling decorated as well, not too much, but it does look, it's broken up by these little gaps where the andesite slabs go up a little bit. And for the stairways, I used stone brick stairs to get up in between each of the stories, and some more paintings, some plants over here, a little majestic. I don't know what that would be in the castle, but it's a little bit of a majestic piece that the king, I guess, likes to sit on his tables and whatnot. And around here, here's the corner. I do really like the way this one turned out. It's perfect for building castles and stuff like this, and I really like how it kind of fit in with this cool red carpet royalty theme that we got going on. But with that said, I think we'll actually go ahead and jump into the very final design, which is one I've been using a lot of lately. But let's go ahead and jump into the very final design, hallway design. So the very final and last piece is one that I've been using a lot. Let's step on the pressure plate. It is a laboratory. This is what I've been doing in my survival base lately. If you guys do know that, you would know because you were following my Instagram at YoMikester238. But this is one of the coolest things I've been doing for my survival base. I've had so much fun with it, having these blast furnaces in the corners, making it kind of look like ventilation shafts. We have these yellow glass stained pane windows, which looks really, really cool. I think it really fits in with the ceiling and makes it kind of feel like the whole thing is about to explode or something. I don't know why, but that feels awesome to me. With the floors, we do have some black concrete in the ground right here. You can see we have some lighting that's hidden, the glowstone, which you couldn't see at all actually walking down the halls, and it provides the perfect amount of lighting if you need it so that you can have this whole thing mob-proofed and whatnot. Over here, we do have a glass pane window, and behind it, I do just have black concrete, but in my survival world, I actually do have cool builds that are behind this, like redstone inventions and whatnot, sort of thing, like a huge super smelter that I have behind one of these huge windows right over here. We do have some transportation systems using the soul sand along with the magma block to get us in between different floors, and we have these little arrows telling us up and down, though that doesn't really help because you still wouldn't be able to tell which one is up and which one is down, but I thought that was kind of cool too. Over here, the way we go between each of the doors, in my world, I don't actually have this working, but basically what would happen is there's a double piston extender below this. This would move for just a second, allow you to walk through, and then it would come up just by the press of this button. If you guys want to see a tour of my actual survival base, I would love to. I've been working on it for about a month now, and it's actually turning out to be really, really cool, and I can show you how this whole thing, how this whole hallway fits in. But with that said, that is actually the very last hallway design that I wanted to show you guys. We also do have this going over here, but that is the very last hallway design I have. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below which one of your hallways was your favorite, which, come to think of it, I think my actual favorite hallway was this Apocalypse one, and I just love the way this turned out. It looks so, so cool. Oh my gosh, I love it. But comment down below and let me know which one of your guys is your favorite. And I do want to say that I hope you guys have been inspired by this video. This was really just to showcase off some of my different hallways and let you guys see what I've been working on. Some cool different designs to inspire you guys for your own builds. With that said, that should be just about it, and I will actually see you guys in the next episode, which I don't know which is going to be exactly, but I know it's going to be fun. So just tune in and you guys will get to see that. But with that said, I will see you guys in the next video. I'll leave you off with a word of encouragement, and with that said, I guess it's bye. I'll see you later.